Hey, it's Rachel from Burn That Butter, and I'm back from my surgical consultation. And I was correct that the physician that I saw felt that what is called a fleur-de-lis style tummy tuck would be the best for me. However, it is up to me to make that decision, yes or no. A fleur-de-lis is going to have a much larger scar, and I told him I don't care about a scar, and he said, yeah, but I do. He wants to have a nice, pretty scar, and all of that. But that a fleur-de-lis style tummy tuck would be the best for me. And that is basically kind of cutting me from like about the breastbone down, pulling from left to right, trimming off any excess skin, and then making an incision from hip to hip, and then pulling all of that skin down as well as kind of scooping out the mons area. That is kind of the pubic area where there is a little bit of a fat pad. Many of us get that as we get older, having had kids, gaining weight, etc. Just for the best result. But that, I'm not going to be like this concave, I guess, is that where you scoop in? Concave, convex. That's not going to be me, because I do carry some weight in my abdomen. So I'm going to be much flatter, but I'm not going to be 100% flat. But I will be able to get rid of all the flappiness of my skin. But one of the biggest decisions for me is, and this is a strange decision, do I want to have a belly button? And part of me says, if I didn't have a belly button, cool, right? I mean, I could make jokes about how like I'm like a cyborg, or I'm like a replicant, or a mutant, that I'm a space alien, all of those, a clone, a robot, all of those kinds of things. But why wouldn't I potentially have a belly button? Okay, well, let's talk about that. So cut me from up and down, pull it from left to right, cinch that in, pull everything from the top to the bottom, and cut off all the excess skin and all of that. Well, when they do a standard tummy tuck, if you think about where your belly button is, that's kind of your first and original scar that you'll ever develop. When everybody is in utero, you have a cord, and then that cord connects to your body and injects oxygen and nutrition and fluids and exchange of it's getting buggy. Sorry about that. It's getting buggy because the rain is starting. I'm going to kind of back up a little bit just to see if I can kind of get away from where some of the bugs are. Anyhow, so when they pull from basically like where like your rib cage would be, and then pull that skin down, then your umbilical site would be like really in a weirdo place. So what they do is they basically just kind of like, they sort of create another little hole, so that then your belly button stalk, which is what makes your belly button, your navel, would be more in the middle of your body instead of being like, kind of pulled really in a weird place. And then it just, looks youthful and symmetrical and all of those kinds of things. However, nobody needs to have an umbilicus beyond the birth into the world, right? So you can live without it. Now, the concerns specifically for me are that I'm a redhead, and so I'm more prone to bleeding. I'm still officially diabetic, so that makes you more prone to infections. And having gained and lost all the weight that I lost, as well as having gone through a couple of pregnancies, all of these things kind of change the amount of like vascularity in the area. So you're more prone to bleeding, meaning that, you know, perhaps you might be a little bit more prone to infection or having a little bit of difficulty with the healing process, etc. So you don't need a belly button in order to live. And so if I want to have a belly button, great. But if I don't want to have a belly button, if I don't care about having a belly button, then it's optional, and I'll have less, you know, time, but kind of maybe an hour or so off of the actual surgery. And I'll have less chance of infection, less chance of just kind of like fluid sort of building up underneath the tissue as things are healing and all of that. So I'm thinking about it. I don't know. It's kind of a weird choice. You know, the strangest reason that I have for perhaps being in the checkmark pro belly button camp would be, I'm like a very sensitive person, and I wouldn't want to like scare a little kid. You know, like, what if I had like some like little kid on the beach who saw that I didn't have a belly button and then like started crying, you know, like, or I really scared them and freaked them out. I don't know. I gotta think about this. What do you think? Are you pro belly button? Are you anti belly button? Do you care? Do you not care? As I said, I mean, part of me is like, you know, I got so many jokes, and you know, I mean, do I need a belly button? I don't know. It's such a weird decision. Anyhow, I got a little time to think about it.